Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Let's continue with our session, right? So, planes. Today's our topic is planes. So when you are talking about the planes, so first of all, what is planes? It is nothing but the large stretches of flat land. Large stretches of flat land are known as plains. Large stretches of flat land are known as plains, right? Generally, the plains are not more than 200 meters height, not more than 200 meters height above the mean sea level. Above mean sea level. So plains are not more than 200 meters height above the mean sea level, right? Important point. Next, so some plains are extremely level, but some of the plains are extremely level. Some of the plains are extremely level, and some plains are slightly rolling and undulating. Very important thing, guys. Here, undulating. That means up and down should be there. So the large stretches of flat land are known as plains, and some of the plains are slightly rolling and undulating, means there should be an up and downs. That is known as undulating. Some are extremely level. So when you are talking about the plains, there are so many features we have to know regarding the plains, and comparing to the mountains and plateaus, it has many specific features and that are very useful to us, right? So these plains, let us see this formation of plains. How this formation of plains actually occurs. Formation of plains. So when you are talking about the formation of plains, the main things we have to notice here: plains are mainly formed by the rivers and its tributaries. Tributaries means the sub-rivers. I already said regarding this completely when you are discussing about the rivers concept in our GK session, right? So, rivers and its tributaries. So, how the general plains forms means, so when these rivers flow down to the mountains, flow down to the slope of the mountains, so they erode them. That means they deteriorate them. That means they spoil them, right? So when rivers flows to the slope of the mountains, they erode the materials which are present there. They spoil them, and after that they carry that eroded material, which is eroded. That material they will carry. So they will carry the eroded material through it, which may be a sand or silts or any other courses, whatever it may be. All other courses, sand, silts, rocks, all they carry, and they form a deposit in their valleys. Like a deposit, one deposit, all this eroded material, they form a deposit in their valleys. So when I'm talking about valley, so what is the meaning of valley? The meaning of valley is nothing but a long depression in the land area. A long depression in land area that usually contains a river. So a long depression in land area that usually contains a river. So in this river, what and all the eroded material that are taken by this eroded material through it, the river which are taking the eroded material through it, it forms a deposit on its valleys, right? Valley means a large depression, a long depression on the land area that usually contains a river, right? So this is regarding the formation of plains. So next we can see about its advantages. So when this deposits occurs, automatically through these deposits the plains are formed, right? So plains are very fertile. Advantages and uses. Plains are very fertile in soil. When I am talking about the fertile, the term fertile is nothing but we come across this word at many times. fertile means it should be a productive land, right? It should be more productive and good, right? This is regarding fertile. So it is mostly used for human habitation. It is best used for human habitation, right? So in India, the plains are found in the world mainly. So when you're talking about the world, it's mainly the plains are mainly is highly present in the regions, the continents of Asia and North America. Asia and North America. So in India, by the rivers Ganga and Brahmaputra, the plains are formed in India. The plains are formed in India. So in India, the plains are formed by the Ganga and Brahmaputra, right? Those are the important things we have to know. So as the soil is very fertile, so it is used for cultivation purposes, and also the buildings also built in these areas. Buildings also built. So it is the very highly and thick populated area throughout the world. The plains are suited for the very highly thick populated area. So in India, so Indo-Gangetic plains are very densely populated. In the world, Indo-Gangetic plains are the more densely populated area. More densely populated area in the world is Indo-Gangetic plains. Due to its more advantages, as it is fertile in soil, you can use it for cultivation, farming and other agriculture activities. It is also used for building purposes. So all activities should be done here, right? This is regarding the plains. Let's move into the last topic of this lesson, that is landforms and the people. So when you are talking about the landforms and people, so humans are living in different landforms in a different ways, right? Humans are living in different landforms in different ways. Landforms and people. So humans choose different landforms to live in their different ways, right? So we previously discussed mountains, plateaus, we previously discussed, but these are not good for habitation of humans due to its not rich in, due to when considering when you are talking about the factors like the soil or the generation of the climate, whatever it may be, its disadvantages. It's due to its some of the climatic conditions, or it may be due to the soil conditions, or it is not suitable for the farming activities, right, and cultivation purposes. So people are mainly prefer to live in the plains. So plains are well suited for people to live, such that they can construct buildings or farming activities or agricultural activities will be happen there due to its soil very fertile, as we discussed earlier, right? Also it is best used for construction of transport purposes also. Plains, construction of transport purposes also. So these are the many advantages of plains. So the mainly people prefer to the landforms, plains, to exist their life, right? To sustain, and they live happily in the plains, right? So that majority of the population are present in plains in the world, right? So now, so the thing we have to note here is one thing we have to note, guys. We are generally wasting our land. So whatever the land is there, we are simply throwing the garbage on the land or in water and making that dirty. So as a responsible citizen, we should not do like that, because there are many climatic conditions that occur, like earthquakes, floods, volcanic eruptions. So many are there. So these and all will occur. So by taking certain precautions and certain measurements, by protecting our surroundings and society, we can somewhat be aware of that, so that we can be somewhat away from it during that when that occurs, from some risk. If we follow some precautions, we can be out of risk, right? So that we should not waste our throwing garbage like that. We simply have to protect our surroundings. As a responsible citizen, we have to give a good land of Earth to our future generations that are coming to, right? Coming to on Earth, right? That's it. This regarding this lesson. Let's move into the next lesson in the next session, right? Let's move into GK part as usual. Very important concepts, guys. What we are discussing. Please kindly take notes and follow, right? I think those who are following me regularly are taking notes. Very important, the basic concepts, right? Yeah, what we are discussing will be useful in many competitive exams, right? The basic things we are seeing, right? Now today our GK part. So the fourth largest lake is Huron. Lake Huron is the fourth largest lake. You know, talking about this area, it has an area of 59,600 square kilometers. So, as usually, when you are talking about the lake, there may be inflowing rivers and outflowing rivers. The inflowing rivers are Saint Mary's and the Straits of Monica. And outflowing rivers are Saint Clair River is the outflowing river, and it is of the type glacier. That means here the water source in the lake is the source for melting of glaciers. The water source of Lake Huron is a source of melting of glaciers. So that's it regarding the glacier type. That is type means it describes about the type of the lake. This is glacier type. That is water source acts as a melting of glaciers, right? Previously we seen saline type, right? Saline is also one of the type. Freshwater body lake is also one of the types. Like this is also a glacier type. That's it for today, guys. Meet you in the next session. What the things you have to do is nothing. Just subscribe button will be there. You will be follow. Please subscribe my channel for daily updates what I am posting, and you can follow the links that given below in description for daily updates what I am posting. Learn the concept and enjoy, rule the world. Right? Studi Teja signing off. Bye.